Hi, I'm Phil Sheffield from Phil's Auto in Arkadelphia. Thanks for watching FLW Arkansas.
There's nothing like the excitement of Tournament Day, and there's nothing quite like the beauty of Mountain Harbor Resort here on Lake Ouachita. It's the fourth event of the BFL Arky Division.
There you go, dude. That's a giant.
That's what I'm talking about. You just won some money right there. About that. That's what I'm talking about.
Today's show comes from Lake Ouachita. Always beautiful, always formidable. Ouachita's opportunities are as numerous as her moods. She has a way of simultaneously encouraging and humbling an angler. Today was no different. Here's how the fourth event of the BFL season broke down. Over 200 anglers hit the water with high hopes. Over 550 fish were weighed in, and of the 53 limits, many fish were culled, adding to that total fish count. We were nearing 10,000 pounds of fish caught, weighed, and then released back into Lake Ouachita. Our day started strong with many anglers catching quick limits. This provides confidence, not only in the early strategies, but also allows the anglers to go to other areas where larger fish reside to add weight, knowing that they already have fish in the tank. It's kind of like playing with house money. This tournament also represents the next to last event of the season, so anglers are trying to shore up their position to qualify for the regional championship later in the fall. The top 50 earn a ticket to that event. Co-angler Robert Scott of Little Rock helped his cause. By day's end, he would be sitting in 10th place in the standings, looking great for that trip to Shreveport. Alexander's Josh Ray entered Ouachita 26th in the standings. He'd improved quite a bit thanks to this stringer of fish.
Our new leader on the boater side was 15-1. Great job, man.
That weight held on for a win on Ouachita, nearly 2 pounds better than the next angler. And here's a look at the breakdown of the top 5. Ray gets nearly $3,900 with the win. Jason Leiblong takes home second and a check for $1,940. Chris Darby of Mount Ida is third, and we'll hear from him a little bit later on in the show. Brad Morgan and Roscoe White round out the top 5. We have our tournament winner, Josh Ray out of Alexander. On a tough day on Ouachita, you averaged just a hair over 3 pounds of fish and brought in the winning sack. Are you surprised that your weight was the winning weight?
Yeah, I really am. I expected 16 or 17 pounds to win. I didn't really know what I had coming in. I thought I had about 12 or 13, but obviously I had a little bit more than what I expected. It was kind of a tough day. I mean, we burned a lot of gas, ran a lot of different areas and different stuff, and you know, caught fish on top water and swim jig out in the water wheel out in front of the bushes. They were just sucking the water out so fast it just pulled the fish out of the bushes into that water wheel.
Mark, as the day began, we talked to you right before launch. We had a wind coming out of the south, which was a little bit, and we all know south is in the mouth. So we were all excited, thinking, okay, this could be a big day. But boy, it tightened up not too long after launch.
Yes, sir, it did. It tightened up a little bit. You know, it got pretty flat, you know, from what I could tell around here. And then next thing we knew, they, you know, got a little bit of a north breeze. And I don't know if that helped your bite today, Josh, or not. But anytime you get on Lake Ouachita, these ultra clear waters, you get these bright bluebird days and not much wind. I know it makes it tough out there, but you know, Josh did a super job. He made the adjustments and got it done out there on the water today.
You made some key adjustments. What one or two key adjustments do you feel like made the difference?
Well, I got off of the top water and the frog. I've fished tournaments here the last 2 weekends in a row and caught them on top water. I was just able to make the adjustment and pick up the swim jig and start catching them with that wind. Once I seen that we were going to have wind all day, I knew that I could catch them on a swim jig. Now, I didn't know I could catch 15 pounds, but I just thought I could catch a limit on swim jig.
When you bounced around from place to place, was that part of your plan, or were you having to adjust on the fly?
No, that was all my plan, really. I told my co-angler this morning to be ready to move around a lot, and we're going to pull up and hit a few things, you know, real fast and then leave and run to another spot. For me, this lake is always like that. It's hard to stay in one area and catch a good sack. You got to run all over the lake just to catch them.
All right, got to make sure your outboard is well fueled. Well, Mark, any big surprises today?
No, not really. We expected it to be tough, you know, like we talked about this morning with the weather conditions. You know, I would have probably guessed, you know, probably a little higher than what it took. I would have guessed somebody would have caught 16, 17 pounds just on the tournaments, you know, the last couple of weeks, like he's talking about. I mean, we've seen some 20-pound bags, you know, in the last few weeks. So they're up there, they're biting, but, you know, these weather changes, the post front, a little tougher bite, but these guys still caught them okay. Still saw quite a few fish.
They did. Well, next stop, Hamilton. Not too far away, but a very different fishery.
Yeah, just across town. Yeah, quite a bit different fishery. It's real close, just 30 miles away, but totally different lake. Smaller lake, a lot of docks, some shoreline grass. Don't have the offshore grass like we've got here, but 2-day sleeper tournament. We'll fish a full field in that tournament for the first day, then we'll cut to the top 20% for day 2, and that's always a fun deal there. Get to cut and have the King of the Hill type of weigh in. It's always a fun tournament. Looking forward to that one.
Always make sure that your lawnmower blades are sharp. Cutting with dull blades can not only result in cuts in the turf, but can also lead to an uneven cut. After you're finished mowing, leave your grass clippings on your lawn. The grass clippings will begin to break down and form nitrogen and other useful nutrients for the soil.
How often should you mow your lawn? You should mow your lawn often enough that you only remove 1/3 of the lawn's height.
FLW Arkansas is brought to you by Superior Auto Group. Not just better, superior. And by Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. By Costa Sunglasses. And by Certified Arkansas Bait Fish. Healthy, hearty, and safe. Log on to safebait.org. And by Intova Cameras.
It's a wide open, full throttle bad boy country out there, where we deliver more mowers for every part of it, packing the power and speed that blurs the line between work and play, where true value is measured over time and time again. Classic, American, muscle. Make your country bad boy country.
Mow with an attitude.
I'm Stephen Otwell with Capital Equipment in Sherwood. Thanks for watching FLW Arkansas, Fish with an Attitude.
We thank our friends at Bad Boy Mowers for making this special episode possible. They help us enjoy the outdoors, trimming the green grass so we can also enjoy chasing the green bass. They'll offer some lawn care tips all season long, and since this show is all about education, here are a few more tips from the experts.
How often should you mow your lawn? You should mow your lawn often enough that you only remove 1/3 of the lawn's height.
Avoid mowing your yard in the same direction every time. This will cause compaction, which eventually cuts off oxygen to the roots of your grass. Also, it can lead to rutting, which in the end leads to an uneven yard.
Take care of your mower. Keep your air filter clean. By keeping your air filter clean, you keep the dust particles out of the inside of your engine, and it extends the life.
We got Brad Morgan with us from Ashdown. Brad, you had a very good day today. It was tough for a lot of anglers, and not too many strong sacks have come in so far, but 12.5, you're up there in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, 12.8, I think you're sitting second, so that may stay in the top 10. Probably, I know a lot of guys, from up here, they can catch them, so I just got away from the crowd. I went a long ways. Upriver where there was current and dirty water, something like what I'm used to. I'm used to dirty water, and being from Millwood in that area, you know, I fished dirty water, so I had to get away from this crystal clear water and try to find something else, you know.
Well, that's a good lesson to go find your comfort zone. You know, even in a lake that's known for clearer water, you can find a spot that's familiar to you in a lake this size.
Definitely. I've never really been comfortable down here in the real clear water. I have caught them down here, but it's been in the winter time. So this time of year, I just couldn't make it happen down here in practice Thursday. So Friday, I took a chance on going up there and running up there, and actually found some current and some wood and some bushes, and just kept flipping. Caught the three good fish, 3 4-pounders, and they my co-angler he had a 3.5 pounder, so I let 2 good ones get off. If I'd had those 2 good ones, it'd be a different story. But
Yeah.
but it happens. They get off.
That's true. That's true. What lures were you using?
I was flipping a rage crawl with a little bit heavier ounce. I mean, I was flipping a 3/8 ounce weight on my rage crawl, and something that it had to fall pretty fast in that current, because the current would carry it away from the structure if I didn't. So went with just a little heavier weight this time. Normally I don't flip that heavy of a weight, but I did, trying to get it to fall.
Yeah. We got Chris Darby out of Mount Ida, and Chris, you work Ouachita. you know Lake Ouachita, which can be a good thing. It can also be a bad thing, because you can get to know it so well that sometimes you can overlook some things when tournament time comes, and then there's always the pressure. Somebody says, "Oh, well, Darby's on Ouachita; he should win them all." Yeah, right. So how do you manage those expectations?
Well, I don't get to fish for bass most of the time. I'm walleye fishing, crappie, striper. I rarely fish for bass on my guide trips. And so if I get a half a day, a full day of practice, I'm doing good. I usually don't get any practice.
So tell us about today. The conditions were what they were. We thought for a little while we had a little south wind coming through. That changed back to where it was predicted coming out of the north. And it was kind of a tough day for a lot of folks.
It was. Coming into this, we had a shad spawn earlier in the week. I noticed when I was striper fishing one day, and thought I'd catch them good on the shad spawn, and it kind of petered out on us. And I caught all my fish on a swim bait and a spinner bait.
Okay.
Yeah, just fishing offshore, tops of trees.
Oh, okay. All right. What depth?
5 to 10 foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you find that it adjusted throughout the day? Was morning better than the afternoon?
Morning was good. About 10 o'clock, that was the peak time, and it slowed down. And then the boat traffic, I guess, started to shad up, and they started biting again.
Okay. All right. Well, so season points moved up a little bit. Still looking good.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm back in the top 10 now.
There we go. One more to go. Hamilton. How do you like Hamilton?
It'll be another top 10, I hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Lee McClendon from FL Davis in Clinton and Greers Ferry. Thank y'all for watching FLW Arkansas.
FLW Arkansas is brought to you by Superior Auto Group. Not just better, superior. And by Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. By Costa Sunglasses. And by Certified Arkansas Bait Fish. Healthy, hearty, and safe. Log on to safebait.org. And by Intova Cameras.
It's a wide open, full-throttle bad boy country out there, where we deliver more mowers for every part of it, packing the power and speed that blurs the line between work and play, where true value is measured over time and time again. Classic, American, muscle. Make your country bad boy country.
Mow with an attitude.
Hi, I'm Paul Levo from Russellville, Kubota. Thanks for watching FLW Arkansas.
Co-anglers are one of the great opportunities in tournament fishing. You don't have to own a boat, you pay a smaller entry fee, you get a day on the water learning from great anglers, and you can still win some money, all while having a great time. This is Little Rock's Bruce Thompson. He's a former professional baseball player who pitched in the St. Louis Cardinals organization and once played for the Arkansas Travelers. He's got stories and a love for fishing.
22, 23 years old, you don't realize really what's happening around you. I mean, I'm in the clubhouse with Bob Gibson and Lou Brock and Dal Maxfield, who was from my hometown, Granite City, Illinois. You just don't think about it. As you get older, you reflect on that. I guess the best thing that ever happened to me in the minor leagues is in '73, the Texas League All-Stars played the Texas Rangers at Ray Winder Field. And I got to pitch the 9th inning of that game against Jim Spencer and Bill Sudeikis and Maddox, Gary Maddox. I faced the 1, 2, and 3 hitters, got them all out. But fishing takes it takes that into the competitiveness and just trying to compete against the fish and not so much other fishermen, because that's what you're doing. You're trying to beat the fish.
We got Bruce Thompson with us, a second place finish here on the BFL Archie Division, and Ouachita is good for you.
Ouachita, I fished it for about 30 years and I've always done well on it. That's a first and 2 seconds in the last 6 years.
Hey.
So, but you know, it works right. When the bass aren't biting, that's good for me. When they catch a ton, I don't do really well. So.
Well, it was a tough day today,
Yeah,
wasn't it? What were you doing that was successful?
Well, it was real interesting because my boater called me last night and I said, well, I pre-fished and I found some fish Wednesday. And he said, well, is it a morning bite? And I go, yeah. And he said, okay. So he says, let's go do that. Pulled up on the spot. We caught probably 35 fish in the first hour.
Wow. Oh, man.
We were catching them just left and right. So it worked out good. He ended up getting a limit, and then I got a limit.
Talk a little bit about what it's like to be a co-angler, because you're in the same boat with the boaters, but you have to adjust a lot more, don't you?
You really do. The hardest thing to do is preparing your tackle. Because you never know what your boater's going to tell you, whether it's the truth or not. now the young man I had today, he said he was throwing an Alabama rig, and I thought he was spoofing me. So I didn't bring an Alabama rig, and he threw an Alabama rig on it. So that'll teach me. But yeah, adjusting to what to bring, you're paranoid. Do I have enough of these? Do I have the right colors? Having the right baits on early in the morning helps. The morning bite usually gets you off right, and if you have the right bait on, that helps you. And I guess just getting a mindset that you're not going to get a lot of bites, so you can't miss any fish. You got to fish clean. It worked out good for me today. It was a jerkbait bite. A jerkbait that I throw here on the lake all the time, and I caught all my fish on it. So it just played out, and the good Lord said, "Okay, this is." I was going to say the good Lord said, "This is my day," but one more way in later didn't work out that way.
He held the lead for most of the way in, and then at the very end was when Kendall Norman snuck in there with an extra 11 ounces and took away the title. But still, a second place finish on a very tough day on Ouachita is nothing to be sad about.
I was really happy with it. But for someone that wants to learn how to fish, this is a great venue to fish.
That's true.
You get good fishermen. You get to talk to a lot of guys. They give you a lot of information after the tournament. And so it's, I would recommend it for anybody that's looking to get into the young kids. If they can, fish 1 or 2 of these a year. They'll learn a lot. They'll learn a lot.
It's always good to have our old friend Jeremiah Kendi come back and join us on the show, but we've got a couple of special guests as well. We've got Hudson and Colson. You guys spend a lot of time fishing with your dad?
All the time we can get.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Does he exaggerate the size of his fish, or is he honest with you when he tells you he caught a big fish?
Just about all the time.
Oh, just about all the time. Okay, so there's a little bit of leeway there, Jeremiah. All right, good deal. Hudson, how about you? You like fishing?
Yes.
Have you fished in a tournament before?
No.
But have you learned a lot from fishing tournaments by watching your dad?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. We can all learn a lot by watching Jeremiah Kendi. So Jeremiah, you've joined us for the first time this year in the BFLs after a strong year last year. How was it, and what brought you back to Ouachita?
Well, I mean, this is Ouachita, so this is my home lake, and if there's a tournament here, I'm going to fish it. So I just fished it for the fun of it. I love fishing the BFLs, and it was on Ouachita, so I fished it.
Well, the very first FLW Arkansas episode, the very first angler that we followed was Jeremiah Kendi, and that's when you put on a clinic at that first spot, you know, just fish after fish. I think there was about 14, 15 fish before we finally left to go cover somebody else. So you do have good history here. What today was obviously much different in terms of conditions and things like that, and a little bit of a different scenario and different weight totals as well.
It is. It's the time of year. I love fishing this time of year over here, but it's more of a grind type deal on these high pressure days. I mean, this is the first day after a front, high pressure, no clouds, and them largemouth, they just don't like to bite. I mean, they just don't on Lake Ouachita. You can catch all the Kentuckys you want, the spotted bass, but not largies.
Yeah. Well, good deal. Good to have you on board and back up on the leaderboard again. We'll look for more from Jeremiah. You going to fish Hamilton?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Hey guys, to avoid scalping, do not remove more than 1/3 of the growth. Scalping is when the yard's cut too short and exposes the dirt and causes the grass to die.
The best time to mow your grass is mid to late morning. Let the dew get off your grass. Moisture on the grass can put strain on the engine and clog up the chute.
The best tip that I can give is to mow with an attitude. Mow with a bad boy.
FLW Arkansas is brought to you by Superior Auto Group. Not just better, superior. And by Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. By Costa Sunglasses. And by Certified Arkansas Bait Fish. Healthy, hardy, and safe. Log on to safebait.org. And by Intova Cameras.
There are easier ways to become a better angler. Join FLW today and take your fishing to the next level. Get the magazine, get on the water. Visit flwfishing.com/membership to find out more.
I'm Matt McClung with McClung Equipment in Mountain View, and thanks for watching FLW Arkansas.
All season long, we've been introducing you to some of the legislators that serve with me as we go to their respective lakes. Well, this is Les Warren. Now, Les, this is special because Les and I sit next to each other right there on the front row. We have learned a lot, we've endured a lot, and it's great to be able to come to your neck of the woods. The man who put the hot in Hot Springs, Les Warren.
I appreciate that. I don't know how much of that's true, but I'll go with it.
Well, Les, Hot Springs is known for a lot of fun things. I mean, a lot of good things. Obviously, you've got Oaklawn Park, you've got the Arlington, you've got McClard's Barbecue. But we've got a lot of this right here. Lake Ouachita, Lake Catherine, Lake Hamilton. This is a great place to enjoy the outdoors.
We are so proud. The three lakes just make us so unique in the state of Arkansas. And of course, Lake Ouachita, this was one of my family's favorite spots to come. We would just, if we wanted to escape, we'd come out here. 40 minutes, get out here, and you feel like you're away from everything. But it's just one of the most pristine lakes you'll find anywhere.
Hot Springs to you, you've had an opportunity to live here for a long time, get to know the people, kind of talk about what the dynamic is of the people that are here in Hot Springs.
Well, first of all, we've got Bill Barnes, who has made Mountain Harbor Resort just phenomenal. I called him on my way out here to see if I could catch him. He's been a longtime friend, avid supporter of Hot Springs, and Hot Springs is an avid supporter of Mountain Harbor here. We love it, and our downtown has really come alive. So you can come, you can fish, you can go to Oaklawn, you can go to Magic Springs. There's so many things. Our Garvin Woodland Gardens, amazing botanical gardens here. So we keep evolving, and we hope we never stop.
Yeah. Well, Arkansas is a place that has a lot of natural beauty, a lot of places to go and see. Hot Springs kind of encapsulates a lot of what Arkansas has to offer in a very short place. Les, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for letting me be here.
You bet. We got the co-angler champion here on Lake Ouachita, Kendall Norman, and obviously as a champion here in tournament fishing, you've been doing this for a long, long time, right?
No, this is my first tournament.
This is his first tournament. You are ruined now. You are spoiled forever because this is just what expectations are going to be all the way up to the top, baby.
Well, I know better than that, but I'd like for it to continue on this way, but I don't know if it will. So.
Well, I tell you, it's a good place to start. Mark, tell us a little bit of story about how Kendall got into this tournament.
Well, for the last few days, we've been running, 5 or 6 heavy on the boater side. Needed some co-anglers to fill in these voids. Well, the boaters kept coming too, and the co-anglers just kind of dragging, their entries coming in. So been kind of a struggle all week trying to get this field evened up. Finally we did last night. We've been hounding Kendall all week, trying to get him in. He's good buddies with one of our new hires here, Derek Toland, and we've been after him and got him signed up, and this is what happens, man. I know this guy knows how to fish. I mean, I've seen him fish team tournaments. He's been catching them here for a few weeks, and just got a good draw today, and worked out good for him. Caught him some good fish, and big payday for him today.
Israel Mills was your boater.
Yes, sir.
And he did, of course, always does a good job. Good guy to learn from.
He did a good job. He had some fish found. Had a pretty good game plan. We pulled up, and there they were. Got the right bites. It was a tough day. Didn't even get a limit. I just had 4 fish, but I just happened to get some good bites, and had 2 early, and I didn't get the last 2 until about the last hour and a half. So I was kind of concerned, but you just got to keep fishing.
Talk a little bit about what it's like to be a co-angler, because you don't get to call the shots, and you've got to adjust immediately to whatever the guy in the front of the boat wants to do.
It's a little different. You kind of don't know what to expect. You've never fished with a guy before. You just kind of go with an open mind, and just see what happens. You just got to go fishing, and once you get out there, you just adapt to kind of what he's doing, and you see kind of what he's doing, see what's working, and just go with it. So.
For anybody out there that's thinking about getting involved with tournament fishing, this is a great way to get involved. What would you say to them?
I'd say give it a try. I was kind of skeptical. I didn't think I had any business fishing it, and like Mark said, they talked me into it, and I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a try, and had a good time. Turned out good. So.
Mark, what was Kendall's entry fee?
$115.
So he paid $115 to spend a full day on the water. And Kendall, how much are you going to be carrying off of the water with you?
$1,940.
There you go. That's one heck of an investment and a good time to boot.
That's right. Can't beat that.
Congratulations once again. Well done. Well done. We thank Bad Boy Mowers for making this episode possible. They love the outdoors like we do. They help us enjoy the outdoors, mowing with an attitude, so we can also fish with an attitude. We'll see you next week on FLW Arkansas.